After turning 60, you may find yourself standing up more slowly, feeling more tired when climbing stairs, or easily forgetting something you just had in mind. Many people think, it must be old age catching up. But your body isn't weakening because of time. It's due to the loss of a small factor that once existed naturally within you, but has gradually diminished over the years. And when properly replenished, this factor can help restore your strength, balance, and even clarity of mind in a natural, safe, and surprisingly effective way. If this makes you want to learn more, hit like so more people in our generation can find hope. And don't forget to subscribe. Every day, we share tips to help you live healthier and more empowered. Let's get started. Number 1. Why does strength disappear after 60? After turning 60, many people begin to feel the changes in their bodies. Tasks that once seemed easy, like standing up from a chair, climbing a few stairs, or carrying a shopping basket, now require more effort. But behind this slowing down is not simply a matter of age, it's the result of a complex internal transformation involving the nervous system, muscles, cardiovascular health, joints, and even the brain. First, regarding the musculoskeletal system, most people believe muscle loss comes from a lack of activity. While this is true, it's only part of the picture. The reality is that after age 50, the body begins to lose its ability to activate muscles, meaning the brain and nerves no longer send strong signals to the muscles for a quick and efficient response. This process is called denervation. It's like an old electrical wire causing a light bulb to flicker, even though the bulb itself is still fine. That's why, before you lose muscle, you may notice slower reflexes, poor balance, and a growing reluctance to move. Accompanying this is a decline in cardiovascular function, one of the leading causes of death in older adults, according to many reputable medical studies. After age 60, the risk of conditions like heart attack, heart failure, and high blood pressure increases significantly. The heart is the organ that pumps blood throughout the body. When it weakens, blood flow to the muscles and brain drops, leading to fatigue, dizziness, and a sense of exhaustion, even from light activity. We also can't overlook the skeletal system. At this stage, many people face osteoporosis, joint pain, and reduced bone density, all of which limit mobility. The causes are not just aging, but also the body's reduced ability to absorb essential minerals like calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium. Joints become less flexible, bones more brittle, making you more prone to falls, and recovery takes much longer than before. Lastly, there are changes in the mind. While not everyone experiences severe issues, many people after age 60 begin to feel their minds slowing down, having trouble recalling familiar names, forgetting tasks, or needing more effort to concentrate. These are mild signs of cognitive decline, caused by aging and a lack of cellular energy. It's like a radio that still works, but the signal starts to get fuzzy. All of these factors, muscles, cardiovascular system, joints, and brain, don't function separately, but are tightly connected like a chain system. When one part weakens, the others are affected too. The important thing is, you don't have to accept this as a sentence of old age. Modern science shows that with just a few small, proper adjustments, you can reignite your former strength, maintain mental clarity, and live a more independent senior life each day. Number 2. Creatine, the battery that powers both brain and body. After turning 60, feeling exhausted during activity, slower reflexes, and foggy memory are not simply signs of getting old. They are warning signals that your body is lacking a crucial internal energy source: creatine. This isn't some strange or artificial compound. On the contrary, creatine already exists in your body, like a biological battery stored from your younger years. The problem is that after middle age, this battery starts to run low, and if not properly recharged, your body will begin to operate like a weak signal radio, even though all the parts are still intact. Creatine is primarily found in muscle cells, where it serves as a storage form of phosphocreatine, an energy reserve that helps regenerate ATP, the immediate energy molecule needed for every cell to function. Think of ATP as the gasoline in a motorcycle. Every time you stand up, take a step, or grab something, your muscles need fuel to operate. But this fuel only lasts a few seconds, and to refill it, the body needs a rapid energy conversion system. That's where creatine comes in. Without creatine, your motorcycle would stall mid-motion, even if you've only just started it up. Nearly 95% of the body's creatine is stored in skeletal muscle, with the remainder found in the brain, liver, and kidneys. This is why creatine is not only vital for physical movement, but also has a profound impact on brain health. Especially for older adults, when both muscle and brain function tend to decline, creatine acts as an emergency reserve that helps protect mobility, memory, and speeds up recovery after stress. What many people don't realize is that creatine is similar to an amino acid and can be absorbed through the diet from red meat and fish. However, the body's ability to synthesize creatine declines with age, and diets low in protein or predominantly plant-based can't supply enough endogenous creatine to meet the body's needs. This is why creatine supplementation, especially for those over 60, is becoming a scientifically supported trend that's clearly proven to be safe and effective in the long term. Supplementing with creatine helps increase phosphocreatine stores within cells, which in turn enables the body to produce more ATP. With ATP fully charged, you'll notice a clear difference. Standing up without feeling wobbly, climbing stairs without gasping for breath, and your hands and feet becoming quicker and more responsive. The remarkable part is, you don't need intense workouts to see results. According to a study published in the Journal of Gerontology, simply combining creatine supplementation with light exercises, like chair squats or brisk walking for 15 minutes a day, after 12 weeks, participants increased leg strength by up to 50%, improved balance, and significantly reduced their risk of falling. It's not just muscles. The brain is also a major consumer of creatine. Although it only accounts for 2% of body weight, the brain uses up to 20% of the body's total energy, mostly in the form of ATP. Creatine helps the brain rapidly regenerate ATP, which enhances memory, mental sharpness, and alertness during deep thinking tasks. Many studies have shown that individuals with low creatine levels, such as vegetarians or older adults, are at higher risk of cognitive decline, depression, and even neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. In one study involving vegetarians, creatine supplementation improved short-term memory test performance by 50% and increased logical reasoning scores by 20%. Other studies have also shown that creatine helps protect brain function after injury, stabilizes mood, improves sleep, and enhances concentration, especially in those who frequently experience mental fatigue. Additionally, creatine has the ability to reduce chronic low-grade inflammation, one of the key drivers of accelerated aging and cellular degeneration. This type of inflammation often shows no obvious symptoms, but silently erodes the health of muscles, joints, and the brain. Some studies have found that creatine can lower inflammatory markers like TNF-alpha and interleukin-6, both linked to chronic diseases and neurodegenerative aging. What makes creatine truly special is its safety and ease of use. You don't need to load high doses. Just 5 grams of creatine monohydrate per day, dissolved in water or taken with a light carbohydrate breakfast, over 2 to 3 weeks will gradually increase creatine levels in your muscles and brain, delivering noticeable effects. And no, creatine does not harm the kidneys in healthy individuals. According to numerous meta-analyses from dozens of studies on older adults, consistent creatine use does not impair kidney or liver function, as long as you stay hydrated and follow the correct dosage. Number 3. Creatine isn't just for gym goers. It's for anyone who wants to live actively. When people hear the word creatine, many immediately picture young men with bulging muscles in the gym, lifting heavy weights, and downing protein shakes after every session. For years, creatine was boxed in as a supplement solely for athletes or fitness enthusiasts. But that mindset is shifting, thanks to modern scientific research showing that creatine isn't just for building muscle, but incredibly beneficial for those seeking an active life after 60. If you don't go to the gym, don't plan to compete in sports, that's perfectly fine. What you're aiming for isn't a bodybuilder's physique. It's the ability to stand up from a chair without needing support, to walk without feeling unsteady, and to have the mental energy to fully enjoy each day. And that's exactly what makes creatine the silent ally you shouldn't overlook. Living actively in middle age doesn't mean conquering physical peaks. It can be as simple as carrying your groceries, taking your grandchild for a walk, tending the garden, or staying flexible enough not to rely on your children for small daily tasks. That independence comes from strong muscles, a sharp mind, and a body that can recover. 3 areas where creatine provides quiet, yet lasting support. The important thing is, unlike prescription medications, creatine is a compound that already exists in your body. It's more like recharging a depleted energy source rather than introducing something foreign. Supplementing creatine is like maintaining a machine that hasn't been oiled in a long time. And just like machinery, your body will run more smoothly, respond more quickly, and be less prone to breakdowns when properly cared for. Maybe you've noticed yourself losing balance stepping off a curb, feeling awkward when turning quickly, or struggling to bend down and pick something up. This isn't because you're old. It's because the connections between your nerves and muscles are weakening due to a lack of energy needed for effective function. When taken regularly, creatine can help restore some of these connections, improving your reflexes, balance, and strength without the need for heavy weights or intense workouts. What's more, living actively also requires a clear mind. When the brain receives enough fuel from creatine, you may find yourself remembering things faster, feeling less mentally fatigued, even if it's just reading, planning your day, or playing with your grandkids. Some studies have shown that with just a small daily dose of creatine, older adults can significantly improve concentration and reduce mental fatigue within a few weeks. And most importantly, living actively doesn't mean doing more. Sometimes it's simply the peace of mind knowing you can step outside for a walk in the park, cook dinner without worrying about aches and pains. That sense of control over your body, your mind, and your rhythm of life is what creatine can help you gradually reclaim. So instead of asking, "Should I take creatine if I don't go to the gym?" try asking this instead. Do I want to keep living independently, confidently, and steady on my feet? If the answer is yes, then creatine might just be the companion you've been looking for. It's not flashy, not complicated, just a small, consistent support to help you live each day better, in your way. Number 4, how to use creatine correctly. Using creatine properly is not only key to its effectiveness, it also ensures your body absorbs all the benefits without unnecessary side effects. Many older adults have tried creatine and quickly given up, simply because they didn't understand how to use it, or thought they had to take a lot, fast, to see results. In reality, the opposite is true. The more simple, steady, and reasonable your creatine use, the more effective it becomes. First, understand that creatine doesn't need to be felt immediately. Unlike painkillers or caffeine, creatine doesn't give you an instant noticeable effect. It's a process of accumulation. Think of it like watering a plant. You don't expect it to grow taller tomorrow just because you watered it today. But with day-by-day care, the roots go deeper, the leaves get greener, naturally and sustainably. There are two common ways to use creatine: rapid loading and gradual loading. For those just starting out, especially individuals over 60, you can begin with a loading phase for the first 5 to 7 days, taking about 20 grams per day, divided into 4 small doses throughout the day to enhance absorption. After that, transition to a maintenance phase, which means taking 5 grams per day. Research shows this method allows the muscles and nervous system to load creatine quickly, with noticeable results after 2 to 3 weeks. However, if you prefer not to divide doses or want to go slow and steady, you can absolutely choose the gradual loading method. Simply supplement with 5 grams of creatine per day, consistently, without interruption, and after about 3 to 4 weeks, creatine levels in the muscles and brain will gradually increase and begin to take effect. As for timing, there's no strict rule. Many people prefer to take it in the morning with breakfast, as a routine. Others choose to take it after exercise or before a walk to optimize recovery. If taken with a light meal containing carbohydrates, such as fruit, yogurt, or a slice of bread, creatine will absorb into the muscles faster due to the action of insulin. The most important thing is, take it every day. Just like brushing your teeth, consistency brings results. When using creatine, here's a small but important tip: drink enough water. Creatine pulls water into muscle cells to support energy regeneration, and if you don't drink enough, you may feel dry-mouthed, fatigued, or even experience cramping. The simplest solution is to always keep a bottle of water with you throughout the day, not just for creatine, but for your overall health. As for mixing, you can dissolve creatine powder in plain water, low-acid fruit juice, or blend it into a nutritional smoothie after breakfast. Avoid mixing it with coffee, orange juice, or other acidic drinks, as acidic environments can reduce creatine stability. It's also best not to take it at the same time as strong stimulants like caffeine or glutamine to avoid unwanted side effects. A common question is, should creatine be used continuously? The answer is, it depends on your body. For healthy individuals, it's safe to take creatine consistently for several months, followed by a short break before resuming. A simple cycle could be 4 weeks on to 2 weeks off, or 8 weeks on to 2 weeks off. The break helps prevent overload, while still maintaining stored creatine in the muscles for a long period. Finally, remember, creatine is not a magic potion, and it won't instantly restore you to your younger self. It's a foundational nutrient, helping you rebuild a strong base for your body. But to build a solid house again, you still need to pair it with light movement, balanced nutrition, deep sleep, and mental relaxation. When all these elements work together, creatine is no longer just a tasteless powder. It becomes a key to helping you live more actively, strongly, and freely each day. Number 5. Combine gentle movement. Reactivate the power pathways. A very common misconception among people over 60 is, I'm too weak to exercise. But in reality, it's the other way around, because you stop moving. The connections between your brain and muscles begin to go dormant. Weakness doesn't happen overnight. It comes from signals between the brain, the command center, and the muscles, the executors, growing weaker and fainter. That's why many people feel their legs respond slower, their steps feel unsteady, or they lose balance even without actual muscle loss. A more accurate image is this: your body is like a house where the lights haven't been turned on in a while. The wires are still there, the bulbs still in place, but the electricity is fading. And the good news is, you can fully restore that current by flipping the switch through gentle, proper, daily movement. Gentle movement doesn't mean high-intensity workouts, and certainly not exercises that leave you gasping or sore. Sometimes it's as simple as standing up and sitting down from a chair 5 times each morning, taking a slow 10 minutes walk around the house, or stretching and twisting your body gently on the bed before getting up. Just enough to wake up those sleeping muscle fibers. These movements aren't meant to burn calories. They're meant to send a signal from your brain to your muscles, from your joints to your heart, saying, "I'm still using you." According to many scientific studies, when you combine light activity with creatine supplementation, the recovery of strength is significantly enhanced. That's because your body doesn't just have the raw materials, creatine, but also receives activation signals from the brain to use them effectively, at the right place and time. It's like you're not just fueling your car, you're also starting the engine and driving it every day. Moreover, movement improves blood circulation, which helps deliver nutrients like oxygen, glucose, and creatine more efficiently to muscles and the brain. This is critically important if you're trying to restore memory, reflexes, and mental clarity. A simple routine, like stepping side to side across the room, gently lifting your heels while brushing your teeth, or rotating your shoulders 5 times each morning, can trigger noticeable improvements within weeks. The more you move, the more you'll notice the difference. Steadier steps, deeper sleep, and a fresher mood when you wake up. Because your body wasn't designed to sit still. It needs movement, even just a little, but done regularly. Each motion is a message to the brain. I'm still alive, still trying, and I haven't stopped. So, if you've started taking creatine daily, set aside just 10 to 15 minutes each morning to move gently. No complicated routines, no expensive equipment. Just you, with a willing spirit, and a body waiting to be reawakened after years of slumber caused by fear or self-doubt. Number 6. Early signs that creatine is starting to work. After about 2 to 3 weeks of consistent creatine use, many people begin to notice changes, not in a dramatic burst, but quietly and gently. Yet it's this very subtlety that is a positive sign. Your body is beginning to respond. Like a young plant sprouting its first leaves, you may not hear anything, but life is happening within. The first signs often come in the form of improved endurance during simple daily activities. You might notice it's easier to stand up from a chair. Stepping up a ledge feels less heavy, or you no longer need to grip the railing every time you go up the stairs. These seemingly minor actions, which used to feel like obstacles, have now become proof that your body is operating more efficiently. For some, especially those who combine creatine with light movement or exercise, recovery after activity becomes noticeably faster. You no longer feel sore for days afterward. Instead, there's a sense of, "I did it," a surge of energy flowing back after movement, rather than being drained like before. Another often overlooked but important sign is your mood. When your brain is better charged, thanks to creatine, you'll feel clearer and more alert in the mornings, with less of that sluggish or foggy sensation. Some people say they remember their daily tasks more easily, rely less on to-do lists, or feel less irritable, especially during that afternoon dip when energy tends to drop. For those over 60, even small changes like sleeping more deeply, walking more confidently, or sitting in meditation without back discomfort can be enough to build lasting motivation. And creatine, when taken consistently every day, is a key contributor to that foundation of recovery. It's important to remember, creatine is not an instant painkiller. It won't give you a miracle result overnight. But if you're patient, listen to your body, and maintain a positive lifestyle, you'll find it to be a quiet companion, day by day helping you regain strength, restore energy, and maintain independence in each step and every small task you're able to do on your own. And perhaps that is the most valuable gift creatine brings, not just physical strength, but the return of that empowering feeling of, I can do this, after a long time of believing it was lost. You're not getting weaker because you're old, but because your body is missing a power source that you can recharge. At age 60, regaining strength might seem out of reach, but in reality, science has proven you absolutely can recover. Today's video is a small gift for you, the one who still longs to live actively, strongly, and fully each day. If you found this content helpful, please hit like and subscribe so you won't miss our future insights. Thank you for being with us. Wishing you great health and peace.